Welcome back everyone. Today is another extra video because of, well, a lot of changes in the new patch. So I wanted to play one of the divisions that finally became valuable, or well, not valuable, but usable. And this is the Dutch 4E Divisie, so the Dutch tank division that's based on Leopard 2s, which, if you didn't know, before was pretty much the most useless, one of the most useless divisions in the game. I think I talked about it when I played the Belgians because, contrary to the Belgians, as I said, is based on Leopard 2s, so expensive tanks, but it's equally lacking in AA. With obviously the problem being if you lose one Leopard 1 with the Belgians, it's to an aircraft. It's a much smaller loss than if you lose a Leopard 2 to an aircraft, which you can't protect against. And with the new patch, we finally have the Eyehawk in this division, so you actually can protect against aircraft, which is very, very nice. And this was pretty much the only downside. And, well, also the infantry was way overpriced, and that was also adjusted. The it's not called AIV. Is it called the YPR? This is the recon variant, or the IFV that they have, which is pretty much not the same, but very similar to the ones that the Belgians get. So no ATGM, but the 25mm Bushmaster has gone down in price as well. So in general, really good buffs to this division. And yeah, so I want to try it out because in general I really like the idea of this division, but without AA it was just it was borderline unplayable. You could make it work, but if you went up against anything with more than like 2 planes, you were basically fucked. You can see we are on Vertigo going up against first Armoured, which also has been buffed, obviously with the Challenger buff, a Challenger Mk.2 buff, and also their forward deployed infantry with the Carl Gustav has been availability buffed a little bit. So it would be interesting I was interested in what he was going for, whether he would pick the forward deployed infantry or not. But for my deployment, you can see like fairly standard deployment, left-hand side being left pretty much completely open with only one recon squad there. Then I am sending one of my GSR recon squads to the center, one GSR recon squad to the right-hand side. Then I send one of the satchel infantry recon squads also to the center, trying to get into here fairly aggressively, which was, let's say ambitious, because the M113 is obviously tracked, not wheeled, so it will take quite some time to get there. But big advantage of this M113 is that it has smoke, which is pretty useful. Then a TOW 2, this one being deployed a bit more defensively. And then also one of the, as I said, recon M113s. This one only with a 50 cal, not a 25mm, but you can see it has a radar, so exceptional optics. And because optics have been buffed in general, those vehicles are now very useful. Also has smoke, so that's always good. And then you can see here another TOW 2 to the right-hand side. Some stingers in case he does some memes with the Gazelle rockets in the opener. Then here I was a little bit redistributing my points. So one Command Leopard 2, one Leopard 1. This is the worst one. So this is akin to the Leopard 1 A1A1, more or less. Then a Cheetah. So this is an upgraded Gepard with, I think it has a little bit more accuracy, which is really, really nice. Then 2 of those Panzer infantry with the dragons. They have been price buffed massively, now cost only 40 points, which is definitely needed. Before I think they cost 55 points, which was just ridiculous for a Dragon 1, which is already fairly bad. Then a 50 cal, and that's it. And then another 50 cal and another Panzer infantry dragon going to the center, but again deploying defensively. Because this one was more of, let's check out whether I can get in there. If I can't, I can smoke it off and deploy it a little bit further to the back, which was pretty bad because I didn't notice that they only have Uzis, so they can't actually fight at that range, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the Uzis can't even reach the city. So that was a mistake, but those things happen when you play a division for the first time. And that's basically it. So you can see also no fighter in the opener for me. because you only get the shotgun fighters, and shotgun fighters, unfortunately, I think were completely untouched, if I'm not mistaken. That's a bit sad, in my opinion. They really need something to make them worthwhile. Well, I mean, I guess they're still usable, right? They're still okay-ish, but they're just not so much worse than anything with long-range missiles. Especially the MiG-31s right now are really, really a menace. I would imagine, especially in team games. In 1v1 it's kind of okay, because they're expensive, but still, they're really hard to deal with, even with other planes that have long-range missiles. The problem is that the MiG-31 can like rout your plane with 2 missiles even if it doesn't hit, because they have a lot of suppression. Yeah, so the recon going in, not seeing much, though here I saw something driving in and the rover driving back out, so I know that there is something in there. Still trying to get in there as close as possible. Here I thought that I might unload just in time. And well, the M113 apparently still has fairly bad optics, so I wasn't able to spot the Terriers even at that range. Which, for the M113 is okay. But now, yeah, the problem is a bit that those genies are now... genie? I'll pronounce them genies. They're genies. Are caught in the open, and as I said, they can't even shoot back. 50 cal will provide some nice support, but obviously only 150 cal. But yeah, it's called the YPR. Here can do pretty good work because the Milan 2 is further in the back, so that's at least good. More deployments going in to the right hand side, and I see that he has quite a lot of stuff on the left hand flank, so I know that the right side can't be that well protected, because I mean there's a lot of stuff here, there's quite a lot of stuff here, so logically speaking this one has to be fairly open. So that's why I'm already pushing up fairly aggressively, trying to get my tanks around to the right hand side and then attack. But unfortunately this Leopard 1 was a little bit too far to the front, so it got just in range of the Milan 2. That was a bit unlucky because now I have only 1 tank left. And he has 2, or I think it were actually 3 warrior appliques, which are obviously very dangerous to my heavy tanks with their Milan 2s. Also double vet, which was a bit weird. Because your availability is very low, actually, if you take them with double vet. But I know that my enemy has a big problem with air defense, because you only get the tracked rapiers and, well, javelins or javelin LMLs, depending on what they take. Their fighters are pretty good at tornadoes, but ground-based air defense is really bad. And considering how much he has on the ground, Milan 2s, warrior appliques everywhere, I assume that this air defense must be pretty weak. So I'm buying in this F5. Very, very nice bomber. 2 500 kilo or 450 kilogram bombs. 10 HP, 20% ECM. Fairly high speed, so extremely good dive bomber. Kill off the Terrier powers there. Driving in the YPR to take some ATGMs. Here I thought that I would be safe behind this building's line of sight, but somehow they were still able to see me. Yeah, I guess. If you look from here, it seems like he doesn't have line of sight, but if you look from there, he has line of sight. Yeah, line of sight to moment. Rerouting the cheetah so that I can get rid of this lynx, because this is very annoying. I'm pretty sure I killed his recon squad in here, so that's at least a good thing. But yeah, now the Panzer Infantry obviously stand no chance against the armored rifles for double vet. So I guess there it absolutely made sense to bring them in double vet. So I have to retreat them. Also the 50 cal here wasn't able to support because he was just out of line of sight of the 50 cal. It's a bit annoying. Moving forward here with the scimitars, obviously the Verkenners here can't really do a lot against them. Maybe they will be able to get one. Oh no, he's just out of range of the AT launcher. Or maybe he will get. Yeah, he gets one shot off but misses. Yeah, bruh. I guess that's fine. Law has 45% accuracy, so kind of to be expected to miss. Now he's moving forward his warriors, but I mean I still have the TOW 2 here, so I just rerouted to the right hand side of this forest patch here. 50 cal will most likely die, though I'm trying to save it. He's also driving in very close to the forests, so I just reroute the Leopard 2. Because at this range I'm more than fine taking the engagement against the warrior appliques. Gets an ATGM off against the YPR, and I was way too late on smoking them. But always, honestly, this trade is... I'm more than happy with that. Like, 2 warrior appliques for 1 YPR is very nice, especially because they're 15 points more expensive as well. And now even 3 of them went down, so yeah, no idea what exactly he tried there. Maybe he expected that I wouldn't have a lot in this forest patch. Not sure. But yeah, well, the recon information on the left-hand side is now lost, so I'm bringing in one of the exceptional recon YPRs once again. The one on the right-hand side, by the way, died to the scout squad with a low AD here, which was a bit unfortunate. Drove it a bit too close. But I bought in another genie in case there was some infantry in this forest line still left, so that I can get rid of them for some more recon information. Tried to push in here. I mean, well, I pushed in, but there was still quite a lot of infantry here, and he's now even reinforcing this. So I'm definitely not getting in. There's a Challenger Mk.2 double vet, which kind of makes sense now. In first armored and second armored, I will still take them at one vet because or second infantry, because you really need the availability in them. But with first armored, there is there's like an argument of taking the Challenger Mk.2's double vet now. But yeah, well, rerouting the TOR2 and the Challenger here definitely will have a rough time. And see, I'm also bringing in the M110s now. One big upside of the division as well, that you get M110s. Those are really good and have been buffed now as well. I think their stun radius has been buffed. I don't think that the damage radius was buffed, but I mean the stun radius being buffed is already very nice. And well, I know that he has exceptional recon and Milan 2 in here, though I can tell you that for some reason this M110 absolutely shits the bed and doesn't even kill the Milan 2 team in here. For whatever reason, that was really stupid. He's slowly moving forward on the left-hand side, which was, I mean, not really worrying, because the whole problem of this map is that there's nothing here. Okay, sure, I mean, he can take this whole side of the map and it will give him literally nothing. Like, if you take this side of the map, you should then try to reroute through here. Maybe through here if you want to be really aggressive, though this is dangerous because of ATGMs that could be sitting in this forest or those buildings here. But reroute and then try to attack your enemy from the flank. But other than that, like pushing through here is literally useless. I saw one of his SAS patrol get into this building, so might as well get rid of it. And again, I'm 90% sure that the air defense here is non-existent or very bad. So get in, quick kill. Sadly missed the M9P on the links. Get out the YPR before the scimitars can finish it off. Also IHawk brought in because our first UK isn't an air spam division as it used to be back in the day. Some of the OGs might remember the days where first UK was just an air division, not a tank division. But it obviously still can have a lot of attack aircraft, so I really wanted to have my air defense up, and 2 Stingers, Cheetah and IHawk should be good enough to hold him back for now. And I know that he can't be air spamming for the moment because he has a lot of stuff on the ground, with several Challengers, a lot of infantry being bought in, etc, etc. But it is definitely enough to have a Jaguar coming in. And unfortunately both my Leopards have already used their smokes, so can't smoke them off again. Lucky for me though, he goes for the Leopard 2 A4 and not for the Command A4. Sadly though, the Gapper just not able to kill it. That was really sad. IHawk maybe also doesn't hit. That was a bit bullshit. 2 Stingers, the Cheetah, and then IHawk should be able to kill a Jaguar, honestly. But I guess the Cheetah was a little bit out of position. Line of sight wasn't perfect. The reserves are now moving over the open. The reservists here are pretty good because you don't have the highest tank availability, so and your infantry availability is also not the best if you want to take them at 1 vet, and you really want to take them at 1 vet because at 0 vet they're still pretty much useless. But with the Natures, you can get some good availability. Bring in the F-16 cluster, kill the Challenger Mk.2. This one an F-16 with finally some actually good bomb loads, not like the stupid American F-16 that gets like 2 little mini bombs for whatever reason. 5 again to bomb this bunch of infantry here. Gets hit by the man-pass on its way out though, unfortunately, so it will be out for quite some time for repairs. But in general, really good attack run. Challenger and 3 infantry squads down. Very nice. But more Challengers coming in. Also more Javelins. So he is definitely investing in some air defenses. And yeah, in general, because he has captured his sectors there, and both on the left-hand side, he is taking under +2 for this whole time. So I really want to get going sooner rather than later. Because, yeah, if you remember, pushing through to the back zone puts you at a +4. So this is obviously very good because you can get a lot of points very quickly. But, I mean, still, falling behind in points is just never good. Because the further I fall behind, the sooner I will have to get into his back zone. And he can defend the back zone there pretty well. Spot the Challenger Mk.2 here sitting in the forest line, so you know what? Might as well put my artillery on him. And you can see stun radius here really being useful because she gets stunned and can't move out in time and gets killed. So very nice kill by the howitzers. Unfortunate that this howitzer fight a bit later in this one. You can get around this by like targeting them on some area and then putting them on hold fire. So they will start to aim but not start firing, and then you can put them off hold fire and then they will start firing at the same time. But I'm a bit too lazy for that. Though, I mean, you should actually use it because it's always better. Spot another Challenger, another forest line. This TOW2 here out of ammo. And yeah, I was investing in a lot of other stuff, so I didn't have the resources to invest in more supply. And you can see he has a lot of Challenger Mk.2s up now. Like, I have killed 2 and there's already 4 more. I'm not even sure whether he has any chieftains in his deck, which in my opinion is a mistake. You want some card of cheap tanks in your divisions as well. I guess he really went with the chieftain spam after the buff. And this one gets killed as well. So already 2 very important kills with the artillery. Moves his infantry over the open here, but don't know whether this is exactly the best idea against the 50 cal. And on the right hand side it's still pretty uneventful, bringing in some more rifles. Not really sure whether this is the play. I think armored rifles with the warriors would have been better. I don't know whether he only, maybe he only took 1. No, he will definitely bring in more of them later. But it's just, I don't think it's a really good idea bringing the armored rifles double vet because it really needs the warrior appliques. Get a nice kill on another of his SAS patrols. Unfortunately, though, now get killed by the rapier, tracked rapier here and the javelins. That was kind of expected, but I know that he has some AA in this forest line, so again, put the artillery on the job. Also know that one of the, yeah, for this howitzer it's the last volley, so bring in supply already to keep them firing as soon as possible again. And now he just has 4 rifles engaging my natures without any armored support. Like, that wasn't a good idea. Buying in the F5 rocket to gun or like rocket run those infantry in the building here. Like rocket runs on forest line are pretty much useless because your rocket plane will never get the alignment. On buildings it can work sometimes. Let's see. Yeah, it works this time, although it doesn't do a lot of damage. Yeah, because rockets against units in buildings really aren't that good. So that was a bit wasted. I wanted to use it as kind of cheap seat alternative to get the F-16 in, even though the timing here was not the best. F-16 gets shot down, he gets 2 Challenger Mk.2s in 1 run, so that was really nice. Albeit, as I said, the attack itself not perfectly coordinated. The F5 rocket isn't really good, but it still has the same stats as the F5 HE, with 10 HP, 20% ECM, same speed, but only costs I think 125 points. So it's ridiculously cheap. Just, yeah, make sure that you coordinate a bit better than I did here, so that both planes pretty much come in at the same time. The F5 rocket takes up all the AA, and then your more expensive bomber can swoop in and kill your enemies. But yeah, either way, I mean, killed off another 2 Challenger Mk.2s, so he has lost a lot of tanks at this point. I have only lost 1 Leopard 2A4 and then 1 Leopard 1 as well, but that's about it for tank losses. I have lost quite a few infantry squads, but he also has lost infantry squads. So overall I should be up quite a bit in trades, and you can see driving in the YPRs here, also bought in some YPR Prats, so those are kind of the Dutch Jaguars. They're quite a bit worse because they only have 2 front armor, so you pretty much can't take any hit with them, but they also have smoke and the TOW2, so they're still very, very good. And yeah, moving in here, still nothing to stop me. Finally a Challenger Mk.2 comes in, so this will obviously eat the YPRs alive. But the two Leopard 2A4s are a perfect counter for the Challenger. Seed comes in and misses the IO completely, doesn't even suppress it, and then turn it off. Turn it on again, get the Seed on its way out. HE Bomber though got in time and bombed my command Leopard 2, which was pretty painful. He brings in a second Seed, which was a bit unexpected, so I wasn't able to turn off my IHawk in time. He gets the kill on the IHawk. I don't get the kill in return, but get it very low, so this one will be out for a long time. So yeah, in general, not the best engagement for me. Lost a Leopard 2A4 command. IHawk also lost for 1 seat. Is like, meh. It's still a bit painful because he will be ticking for a +2 for quite a bit longer now. So I take actually this command vehicle here and quickly route it to the front because I don't want him to tick anymore. Especially after having pushed him out of the sector, I don't want to give him the tick basically for free. And the new tank command will take a long time to arrive at the front line, especially because right now I don't have the points. Because as you can see, I spent quite a few points to attack the middle sector here. Put the artillery on this building because there was 2 infantry stacked in the building, though now they were already routed and retreating. Javelin here was actually max sweat already for hitting all my planes. Some more 50 kills were called in case you would have more infantry here, but well, now they're a little bit useless. And the Milan-2 still sitting in the building there. Well, I mean, of course, it's still sitting there, not like I killed it. Put the Leopard 2s on the Challenger and killed it off. They were getting stuck on the infantry with attack move, so I had to manually click the Challenger, which is a bit dangerous because if you right-click on units, your tanks will do stupid shit and like not drive forward, but then like drive to the side and show their side armor for no particular reason. But in this case, I was lucky and didn't get side-shotted. And yeah, well, 2 Leopard 2A4Cs, so those are the ones that you also get in 5th Panzer with 18 front armor, are very, very nice. The 2A4Bs you get, yeah, here, I think they only have 16 front armor, yeah, which is a bit problematic because that means that they get one-shot by plane ATGMs. That I think every ATGM of planes has 30 AP except for the French one in 152E that nobody uses anyway because it's like the worst plane in existence. I don't know what happened to his Jaguar here, by the way. I think he tried to bomb my command, but he bombed somewhere here. No idea why. I'll move up the AA now, finally. Think more AA is also on the way, yes. And IHawk was called in again as well. Though I will move it up further because, well, I mean, the front line has moved up further as well. So definitely needed further to the front line. Artillery targeting one of his Challenger Mk.2s. He has so many Challenger Mk.2s, it was honestly insane. And the Milan-2 that I expected was in this building. Actually not sure whether it was in this or this building. But my units have arrived here, so starting the advance with the infantry, keeping the YPRs and the Leopard 1s a little bit further to the back to provide fire support. Together with the 50 kill and the TOW2 for some anti-armor support. Get a kill on another Challenger Mk.2 with my tanks, with my artillery. So this was... The M110s were doing a great job of killing tanks. I finally see a Challenger Mk.3, which I think I still prefer over the Challenger Mk.2, even double-vetted, because the Challenger Mk.3 just has a lot more survivability because of the era and has 2 more penetration on its main gun. So it's very nice. It goes in for one of the Panzer infantry with this Jaguar, which, I mean, sure, use your 255-point Jaguar to kill 35-point infantry, be my guest. I really don't care. Especially when you get hit by the IHawk, and now it's gonna be out for a long, long time for repairs. And you can see now how nice the recon changes. I can actually see the tanks in this forest line. It's so insane. I love it. And yeah, those Panzer infantry not getting in the building because I mismicroed them. That wasn't good. Leopard 1's here. Milan-2 was actually 1 building further behind than I thought when I targeted it with the artillery. So the YPR here most likely going down. Oh no, actually it was able to kill it together with the help of the Leopard 2A4. Well, this 50 kill though in a pretty bad position against the Challenger. And yeah, moving over the open against several infantry squads, YPR and Leopard 1s, not the best idea. Rerouting the TOW 2 a bit, getting the Leopard 1s also in a bit more of an aggressive position, though let me tell you, sitting in the open, not the best idea, so I retreat them, because they will just get picked off by the Challenger if it moves forward. Use the Leopard 2 here to engage a little bit preemptively, because Leopard 2A4s weren't in place just for the moment. Also moving up the Prats for some extra fire support with their TOW 2. Engaging the Challenger, getting an ancient damage, but he gets a bailout on my command tank. That was really, really stupid. And he smokes off. And, well, I can't smoke off my Leopard 2 because it's bailout. And both of the Leopard 2A4Cs are also a bit damaged, and I didn't want to waste them without the help of the command tanks, so I just retreat them. I think this will be enough to repair the bailed out. Yeah, was enough, so that's nice. But now he has brought in more support, and you can see finally also has used his warrior pleats again, which he should have been using a lot earlier. Those are so dangerous. Such a big mistake not using them. I had an F-16 circling in the back as well. I don't think I will be able to intercept the F-16 here. The Jaguar. Doesn't matter in the end though, because it gets killed anyway. Because, I mean, now there is a second cheetah, yeah, second cheetah on the right hand side, 4 stingers, so yeah, no way for him to get through. F5 gets through though and bombs 3 of the infantry squads once again. He was keeping them way too close together and survived and gets out alive once again. Pretty sure nothing fired on it from here. There was still the tracked rapier somewhere on the left hand flank, but he didn't have enough points, I guess, to reinforce his AA net on the right side. So, yeah, pretty painful for him. More TOW 2s coming in for the center. Leopard 2A4 here smokes off, but I guess the warrior, yeah, warrior died in time anyway. But I wanted to make sure that I don't get it killed. And yeah, so now the advance into this forest line is starting. More infantry coming in. Also need a lot more supplies to repair all the stuff. Well, the one supply I had obviously got used up by the crit of the Leopard 2A4 here, unfortunately. So I need a lot more supplies, and they take quite some time to get to the front line. Artillery though continuing its great work onto his Challengers. Let's see whether I can get the kill on this Challenger Mk.2. Would be very, very nice. Nice. Yeah, that was very good. Somehow the howitzers are still not vetted up, by the way. I guess that's because they were sharing the kills between each other. That way we'll see it in the kill list. But I mean, they have killed, like, what? 4 or 5 tanks at this point? So absolutely insane value, but no level up, no upvet. More TOW 2s, because why not? I mean, that's honestly kind of one of the downsides of this division, that you only get TOW 2s as ATGMs, so no cheap ATGM spam. And you also don't have any cheap ATGMs on the YPRs. But in this case it doesn't really matter, because specifically against him, because he doesn't even have chieftains as some cheap armor. The only thing he has that is not a heavy tank are the warriors that he has been losing over and over again in very stupid ways. So yeah, well, TOW 2 is pretty much the perfect tool for me at the moment. Moving the Panzer infantry in the open, or too far forward against the warriors in the forest cover, definitely not a good idea. But quickly put the artillery on the job, because they have been doing great work all of this time. TOW 2 also now in position to engage them, hopefully at least, once it sees them. Didn't want to move my recon squad further forward though, because it was fairly low. Wanted to repair it first, and at 4 HP it's one of the lower GSR squads, lower HP GSR squads. Move the infantry into this forest line to see whether I can take it, and then maybe move the TOW 2 further forward as well. And yeah, this forest line is pretty much mine now. You can see it now also moving up the AA, moved up the recon and the cheetah I had on the right side, because I don't need any recon here anymore. And I mean, there's 50 minutes left, that's not that much. So I really want to get into this back zone sooner rather than later at this point. See a Challenger in the open, so try to move up to it with the Leopard 2s and engage it while it's driving and showing side armor. Let's see whether I can get it, especially with the upgraded Leopard 2A4s. That's really nasty. Get some nice side shot in and get a kill. So yeah, very nice. I mean, three Leopard 2s, Leopard 2A4s against one Challenger Mk.2. Definitely not a good engagement. Here he's hiding in a forest line, so I can't see him because I don't have the recon up. And that's what I would want it to be. Like, I have no recon, I can't see him. That makes sense. But once I have recon here, I want to see him. And this is what's happening now with the recon changes. Yeah, here I'm just buying in a wave of bombers, the F-16s with the HE bombs, obviously also very good. The F5 is just cheaper, so you can buy it in earlier. I went for one bombing run at the building in the back there, in case he had his infantry spread out, but he didn't, so this one didn't do anything, but this one got a lot of kills. F5 going for another SAS patrol squad, so the F5 is really getting rid of all of his recon units. Didn't retreat this F-16, that was a big mistake. Now finally telling it to evac. No fly over DA here though, so the F-16 gets hit and will be out for quite some time, so that was not well done by me. F-16A also circling in the back in case he would try to suicide in some planes to get rid of my command tank. Also bought in some Leopard 1s for some more fire support. Tornado Seed comes in, but I turned off my radar AA, well, the ones I had on a control group, because I forgot to put this cheetah on the control group as well. But he flew like down here, so we didn't get his missiles on his cheetah and get the tornado killed. So that's nice because now he doesn't have any seat anymore. Unfortunately, the Leopard 2 here takes a side shot, I think, or an ATGM to the side, not sure. But I thought, like, you know, fuck it. I need to get in the sector anyway. I know that there isn't any infantry here because I have my infantry everywhere. So if I just drive through, I should be able to get there in time. This Leopard 2A4 though gets fucked up by the Milan 2s. The TOW 2 here was moved up though. This Vertigo with the GSR really need to move up though to get some more recon information. Unfortunately, lose one Leopard 2A4, wasn't paying attention, or it was out of smoke, I'm not exactly sure. Leopard 1's trying to get the warriors killed off, but the warrior bleak because of the more armor obviously can take one Leopard 1 shot to the front line, to the front armor. Gets in the Jaguar AG, but I think he bombed somewhere here. Yeah, and then just dies to the IHawk. IHawk actually vetted up. And yeah, so I have the +4 now, and it is looking fairly good for me. I was just driving forward the Leopard 1s. Didn't particularly care what happened to them, just tried to snipe some reinforcements. Unfortunately, he had an armored rifle sitting in this forest line here for some reason. I guess it made sense because he got some beautiful side shot on my Leopard 1s, but it was still a weird choice to make. But now he's out of AT, and I can just kill off his assault pioneers in the open. Nothing you can do against that. Try to get this Leopard 1 in a decent position to snipe his ATGM vehicles. Unfortunately gets stunned, but fortunately gets missed by the Milan 2s. Vertigo's need to be moved into this building, but yeah, I was a bit busy microing here so that he doesn't sneak back into here. Oh yeah, by the way, at some point he was sneaking in a command rover around like here, but he drove straight into my reinforcements and got killed off by a cheetah. So yeah, that was an adventurous move. That's the whole problem. Again, you take the side, and then what you're gonna do? You drive around here, and then you just drive into the reinforcements of your enemy and get killed like 98% of the time. The only way you can go around is like if you sneak a helicopter command around here, maybe, or like also a vehicle command around here, but this will take ages because you have to drive through the forest. Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, well, the Leopard 1s now get faced by 2 Challenger Mk.2 commands, and there's then obviously no chance. Didn't even hit it once, that was a bit sad. Need to put my supply further forward to finally repair the Leopard 2A4 here. Though, I mean, it's honestly fine because I have so much infantry in here that his Challengers will just get stunned to death. And yeah, well, obviously my Air Force is still up and operational. So the bombing runs are coming in. Some armored rifle blob coming in here, but I mean the single 50 cal will most likely be able to deal with them. Bring in the F-16HE on this Challenger Mk.2. I did a mistake of not targeting the cluster F-16 on this Challenger Mk.2 because now it just turns away and it doesn't do anything. Tornado comes in and kills off the F-16. I mean, that was to be expected because, yeah, the fighters are very, very good. Rocket planes don't do anything against the Challenger, but stun it down to give me some more time. And I think at this point he disconnected. Like, the game froze for several seconds, and I was really hoping that I didn't drop because that would have been super dumb. But yeah, he disconnected, and I got the win. Can see outrated him by quite a bit. And yeah, so definitely 4E is a good division now. It's not S tier by any stretch of the imagination. Because, as I said, the Leopard 2A4Bs get one shot from the front by any plane AT, which is pretty rough still. But with the iHawk edition, you can at least deal with it to some degree. Well, like, you can deal with it very well. You just have to watch out and keep your iHawks alive, because an enemy that knows what to do will try to target your iHawks with their artillery, for example. Which was also one big mistake by my enemy, not bringing in artillery this whole game. You can see like the F5 here, absolutely insane. 2 SAS patrol and then 1, 2, 3, 6 armored rifles and 1 Terrier Para. Those planes are so nice. I love them so much. It's honestly one of the best like bomber in the game right now, in my opinion. Even though like it is quite expensive still, for I think 250 points or something like that. But it's just so efficient. I love it. Other than that, yeah, the cheetah here, getting rid of the ATGM helicopters was very important. They could have been really annoying. Tortus also doing a great job. And yeah, F-16 clustered 3 Challenger Mk.2s and 110 Challenger Tracked Rapier Devlin. This one 2 Challenger Mk.2s and 1 Challenger Mk.3. So yeah, 4 tanks killed by the artillery, just by the artillery. Very nice. And then 3 tanks by this cluster. So how many Challengers did you have? Nothing here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just by those 3 units. 6 Challenger Mk.2s. Double vet, that's 3 cards of them. Yeah, that's all of them. A lot of them got killed by the M110s. No, wait. One of them definitely got killed by a Leopard. Did he take 4 cards? Yeah, he has another Challenger Mk.2. So he had 4 cards of Challenger Mk.2s at double vet. Yeah, that's too much in my opinion. Yeah, here's the Leopard 2A4C that got a Challenger Mk.2 as well. So 4 cards of Challenger Mk.2s at double vet. Yeah, that's so many like activation points wasted in my opinion. That's not good. But yeah, this one, Challenger Mk.2, Challenger Mk.3, 2 warrior repliques, very nicely done. Yeah, the Pratt killing also Challenger Mk.2, very nice. Those are cool little vehicles, definitely detect them. Oh, this YPR actually also doing pretty well. Leopard 2A4B, Command, Challenger Mk.3, Warrior Replique. Nice one. Door 2, Challenger Mk.3. I think he was literally out of tanks at the end. Or almost there, like he only had the Challenger Mk.2 left. Maybe a Challenger Mk.3 somewhere. Yeah, that was it. Oh, this YPR also just cleaning up. I guess that was towards the end when I just pushed through completely. And on his side, like, he really need to keep alive his warrior repliques and don't take them at double vet. That's just no. Just no. That's such a waste. You really need more more of them and not double vet. For the Challenger Mk.2s, I can get behind that, but for the warrior repliques, no, never. And yeah, this Jaguar HE at least got a tank, but the other one that did 2 Panzer infantry is not worth it. 35 points for one of them. The command tank though was definitely worth it. And yeah, that's about it. Yeah, this was towards the end. Those kills really didn't matter at all. Need to keep your stuff alive. And in general, I think maybe 1 or 2 cards of Challenger Mk.2s can make sense in first armor, but 4 at double vet makes no sense. Wouldn't do that. But yeah, so the Dutch are back, finally viable, and I think I will play them a bit more in the future. And I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, have a beautiful day, and bye bye.